Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm Don Donald, and this is Motivation on Tees. Today, in this episode, we have come to tell everyone who cares to listen that in life, you must learn how to be just yourself. Be yourself, no matter what people think for or about you. Just be you. Be just you. Never make the mistake of trying to be like the other person. Why would you lose your identity to someone else? Why would you lose your personality to another? It doesn't make sense. Let me tell you something, mind only yourself in life. You are the only you that is you in the whole universe. There is no other you elsewhere. Therefore, always think you, always talk you, and always live you. Showcase always your true identity, authenticity, realness, genuineness, and originality. And if you fail, it's better you fail originally, in your naturalness and originality than to succeed in fakery and imitation living. Just be you. Be just you. If I can tell you something more, present the real you to the world always. Never try to show someone else in the place of you. If you do, you would deprive the world of the real you, which is what the world does not have but badly needs. Let me open your eyes to something. If you have a good product but you neglect it, and concentrate on marketing other people's products, the question is, who will sell your own product? But on a more serious note, who do you even want to be like in life? Who exactly do you want to model your life after? Would you rather live the life of another? Oh my, people surprise me a lot every day of my life as I walk through the streets of the earth. Why do you want to be like someone else, for crying out loud? You hear them say every day, I want to be like this superstar, that celebrity, I will like to be like my mentor, my parents want me to be like that great doctor or great attorney. Let me tell you now, and you may not know this truth, but I will still tell it to you, whether you know it or not. There is nothing as fraudulent in life as robbing the world of the real essence of you. Nothing is as defrauding to the world as one living the life of another. Because, by the time you become that person you want to be, your role model, which is not the real you, you deny the whole world of that real stuff you are made of. Where then will the world that badly needs you, your uniqueness and your specialness, go to get this wonderful non-duplicable substance which is you? Let reason speak to you today. You can't be anybody else. You can only be just you. Let me say it again in other words, one of the greatest injustices that I have seen in life on a widespread practice on the earth today is people selling themselves out on a wholesale basis for another strange self. This is a great cheating to nature and humanity. But can you really cheat nature? Because I know, nature can't really be cheated, rather, nature always has a way of outsmarting you. Nature has strict laws, and you can hardly break them without paying a dear price. Let it sink into your being. Trying to become another person in life will not work, has never worked, and will never work. I said, it will not work, because it has never worked for anybody before, and will never work. You can only be you, just you. Or else, how will the world ever come to know you as a highly unique, peculiar, and individualistic personality or entity, if you end up becoming someone else? I believe you are not a fake human being, and you wouldn't like to live a fake life. Because, there is truly nothing better than living a real life, and being real both to yourself and to your world. Who even wants to pretend to be who he's not, and never will truly be? Let me tell you now, you have only one shot to life, and your peculiarity in this one life of yours is non-transferable and non-negotiable. You can't give or receive individuality from someone else. Never ever ever. And again, everything you need to live this one shot of life in fullness is buried in no other person but you. And this is why, if you are a very observant person, you will always notice that every time you seek to live the life of another person, by trying to become who you are really not, there is something remarkable that always happens within you. A certain alarm bell begins to ring somewhere in the deep recesses of your soul. You begin to get that uncomfortable, uncertain and uneasy feeling deep down in your subconscious mind, which is not good for you or anybody at all. Let me tell you, that's your instinct's way of telling you that something is wrong somewhere. That you are going the wrong way, if only you can perceive and receive it. If you can only hear me today, my dear friend, you were never created to be someone else, neither were you made to walk other people's paths, nor conform to their ways in life. Yes, I know you can't do without socializing with people, being a social animal that all men are. I also know, it's possible and very much allowed to look up to somebody out there as your example, role model or mentor. Of course I know, there is much advice, counsels and lessons that can be learned from great achievers in our society. But you can never justify losing your entire entity, personality, peculiarity, individuality, authenticity, and originality for someone else who proudly lives in his or her own originality. That's catastrophic. Let me tell you now, you can only take from people what strikes a familiar and peculiar chord in you. Else, you would be on your way to living the imitation life. Be just you. Yes, what strongly connects and resonates with your innermost being, however useful and valuable that may seem to you on the surface, is the only thing you are allowed to take from the outside influence. Because no one else has been made your life instructor and coach to redesign your life, or model out a special kind of life for you to live. No one. And let me also tell you this, if you must be successful and great in life, you must first be original, authentic and unique, or you will never make it. You see, what a lot of people don't know, is that in being yourself 100% every day of your life, you get to discover something more about yourself every time, which is actually the hidden key of true progress, success and happiness in life. Because the true explanation of true greatness, success and happiness is relative to an original individual and can only be explained by that original individual who has discovered himself or herself, and is set to experience self-fulfillment. Because of course, man is intrinsically unique, and what is seen as success, great life and happiness to one might not be for another. This is the right and privilege you must not lose to the next person by allowing them define you and your joy. See, always be at the driver's seat of your own life and destiny, taking charge and control of your situations and not letting circumstances of life spell you. If I can tell you something more, I will tell this: decide from today onward, to be yourself, decide to live your own life, decide to follow your own path, and intuition, which is your instinct, choose to light up your own life from within you, where the inner moonlight ever shines, and where all the answers to life lie. Decide to kindle genuine passion for realizing the best version of you, and keep the flame on, always with a daily progress report on the almighty project, which is you. This is one of the major ways to be happy in life. It's by concentrating wholly on the project, which is you. Be just you. Just be you. So many people have made this grave mistake of living the life of fakery and falsehood, by trying to fit into someone else's advice and suggestion about who and how their life should look like. I will tell you my own personal story. Many years ago, when I was in school, there was this genius friend of mine I loved so much, and wanted to be just like him. He was an ardent science student. I wasn't like him, I wasn't science inclined at all by nature. I'm more inclined to arts and humanities than sciences. But because I made this best friend of mine, my model, I joined the science class because of him, and started studying sciences with him. But I never did well in sciences at the end of the day. And I regretted that mistake. Only because I ill-advisedly wanted to be like another person who I wasn't, instead of remaining who I am. What a big mistake. Look at it, the time I wasted trying to be someone else in that day. If I had invested that same amount of time into my inclination, which is arts, playing the real me, I would have been a scholar par excellence on humanities and arts today. What foolishness on my own part. But what about you? Do you have a similar story? Watch it. Who do you want to be like? Whose influence is on you? Who is your icon or idol? Who is the hero or heroine you worship? Now, let me tell you another thing. So many people of this world, so numerous to mention, are unhappy in this world, because they are stuck in a life they don't want to live. Only because they wanted to fit into something that is not truly theirs, either by themselves, or by following someone else's advice on how they should lead their lives. As I end this episode, let me warn you, you are not your father, you are not your mother, you are not your uncle, you are not your aunt, you are not your brother, you are not your sister, you are not your friend, you are not your neighbor, you are not your teacher, you are not your mentor, you are not your model, you are not nobody. You are yourself alone, and you are your own hero. You are you. Only yourself. Why would a little boy growing up want to be like another person? I don't get it. And let me tell you, you can never even change who you really are, even if you wanted to. It can only look like you changed, but did you really change? No, you didn't. You will never be able to fully fit into something else you were never cut out for, even if you try the hardest. Simply because, you were born with an unchangeable trademark that bears nothing else but you. And life has a way of putting square pegs on square holes. Yes, you may not have been born perfect, and no one is. But you are still the you are in your uniqueness. Just be you. You are not the you people think you are, or the you they want you to be, which you can never possibly be in reality. You are only the you think you are, because you think, therefore you are. You have your own heart, mind, and mouth with which to command the life of your dream, and control circumstances around you in your favor. You don't have to be selfish. You don't have to be self-centered. You don't have to be egocentric to be you. Yes, in being you, and being just you, everything does not have to be all about you. It does not have to start with you and end with you. The world does not have to revolve around you. You only need to be you. Just be you, and be just you. Period. However, in being who you are, it is important also that you learn how to listen and learn from others. Learn also how to wait and be patient, learn how to lead and follow others. Learn to accept and tolerate people, respect everyone the way you want them to respect you. But owe nobody apologies for being just you. Because, you can't settle for something less than you in compromise. In essence, you must continue to strive to be who you were made to be. Because the only person who can guarantee you security, safety, prosperity, the life you want, is you. So I say to you, be content therefore with yourself, like what you do, and like how you do it. Because, people rarely succeed in life unless and until they start loving themselves, loving what they do, and loving how they do it. Never compare yourself or compete with anyone in life. Stay strong and courageous. Don't look back, and don't back down. Say no, where, and when necessary. Go for what you want in life, and don't stop. Remain resilient until you get it. I will tell you, shine your brightest light at all times, and do all you have to do within your powers to succeed in life provided is legit, and leave the rest to providence. Do your best and leave the rest. Maya Angelou once said, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Show me a man who is not easily changed by circumstances, who stays true to himself through thick and thin, and I will show you a man who is real and original. Therefore, know that to remain yourself consistently in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else, is your greatest achievement and accomplishment in this life. I must tell you. And may I tell you that your true beauty really starts the moment you decide to be just you. Be just you. Just be you. There is really something special about a person who truly knows, and understands himself or herself, and evidently shows how unique he or she is to the world, by how he or she conducts himself or herself. Because come to think of it, the only reward you get for conforming to the picture other people painted for you, is that everyone else likes you, except yourself, which indeed, is a gross disservice to self. Listen to what Napoleon Hill said, and I quote, "The number one reason people fail in life is because they listen to others. They listen to their friends, family, and neighbors." And let me tell you this if you have never heard it before, if you fail to design a personal plan of your own life, for yourself and by yourself, chances are, you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Ridiculous things. So I will tell you today, if you don't want to follow a ridiculous plan for your life, from today, start designing and redesigning your own life by yourself, telling your own story the way it's meant to be told, and living your life for real, for who you are regardless of what people think about you. And in doing that, try as much as you can to embrace all that makes you different, and distinct from others, because don't forget that above all else, you, and your opinion of yourself counts more, and matters more than the opinion of others over you. Those who mind others, don't matter in life, and those who matter in life don't mind others. Mind who you are, be who you are, think and say what you feel about yourself at all times. Stand up for the truth of your life, and never allow yourself to be bullied into silence, and end up as a victim of circumstances. Remember, the definition of yourself by yourself is the only true definition of you in the whole wide world. Just be you, and be just you, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for your patience. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe to join our community for free. And make sure you hit the notification bell, so you are notified every time we release a new video. Also like, leave a comment, and share our videos with your friends and family if you find them valuable. Thanks for listening.